another episode. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that I think is particularly relevant to busy dads, busy moms, busy professionals, right? Trying to maximize their fitness results. We're going to explore whether a 3 times per week workout split or a 6 times per week workout split is a better choice for you if you're looking to get bigger, faster, stronger, lose weight, all those things. So let's kind of break it down. When deciding to do either a 3 day split or a 6 day split routine, it's important to consider a couple factors. So, first is your goals, second is experience level, the third one is like lifestyle constraints. Um, Busy people, parents in general, right? We often face unique challenges that make finding like the most efficient and effective workout routine really important, right? Because we want to optimize. We don't want to waste time in the gym. We got shit to do, right? So I would argue that for like 85% of people, including people that are listening, people that are watching, a 3 day per week routine is going to be better all around, and we'll kind of get into why, than a 6 day split. And the approach is essentially beneficial for people that are aiming to build strength, muscle, and overall health. So the biggest thing is the consistency and the flexibility. Um, when you're older, you have responsibilities, you got a job, you got kids, everything like that. Life happens, right? We're not able to get to the gym every time that we want to. So we all have good weeks, we all have bad weeks, and with a kind of full body routine, even if you miss a workout, you can still stimulate all the muscle groups on a regular basis, right? So there's something called muscle protein synthesis. It's how your body utilizes and builds muscle given the protein that you've consumed. And consistency is going to be super crucial for that, especially for busy professionals who face maybe like unpredictable schedules or parents who I just realized my music was playing. Or parents who have sick kids, and so sometimes they're not able to go to the gym as often because the daycare doesn't allow sick kids, or they want to stay home, or whatever the case is, right? Like life always comes up. So having consistency but flexibility in your workout routine, if you're doing a 6 day split and you miss one of those days, and that's the only day of that week that you're going to be hitting that muscle group, right? You're kind of up a creek. The other thing to consider is your recovery. So, with full body workouts, it tends to allow for better recovery. And by training the entire body, and we'll go into kind of the splits here in a second, um, you train the entire body and then you rest the next day. And that gives your muscles enough time to actually recover and grow. And I know that I've gotten into the way of thinking that more is better, which isn't necessarily always the case. Um, and it tends to be more effective than kind of like half training every day, right? There are also some days, like let's say on the chest day, you're feeling good, pre workouts hitting, everything's going well, and you go really, really hard on chest. And then the next day's back, and life happens, and you're distracted, or whatever the case is, and you're not as in it, and you kind of half ass your back workout. If you do that enough, that could lead to muscular imbalances because you're hitting one side of the joint more with more intensity and more volume than the other side, and that can just kind of lead to problems later on down the road. But I would say the biggest thing is if you are juggling like behavioral, no, if you're juggling like lifestyle stuff, right? You got work, family, other responsibilities. Having a full body routine can be way more simple and effective to make sure that you're going to be staying on track, right? You're less likely to skip a workout because you're seeing steady, balanced progress. Um, so let's kind of talk about maybe a little bit of the differences. Why? So while full body workouts are generally best, there are exceptions to it. So for about maybe 15-20% of like advanced lifters or bodybuilders with high training volumes and specific goals, maybe split routines can be more beneficial. But these people usually have like they've been lifting for a long period of time, right? They have maybe a better ability to recover. They've gotten that really dialed in, especially if you're first starting. Your body is not used to um, putting forth that much effort. It's not used to being broken down consistently, right? It might not be as effective at recovering as well. Um, so maybe if you are further along in your fitness journey, in your fitness process, you could kind of switch to more of a split in that way. And you've gotten really consistent with your workouts that, for sure you can hit for 5 days a week, no matter what, then that could be something that you could kind of look at. But for the most individuals, split routine, full body 2 to 3 times per week is going to be a lot more effective long term than trying to do, chest, legs, back, shoulders, arms, right? And then your cardio or however people tend to split it. For busy parents, I would typically recommend that 2 to 3 full body workouts. And here's how I would structure it. So you'd have workout A, and this is what I do with my clients. You have workout A be full body, but be more anterior or front focused. So that would be your squats for your quads. You do squats. You do your pushing movements. So you do your bench press, your dumbbell bench press, your incline press, your flies, your shoulder press, your tricep extensions, those type of things. All right, we're kind of working the front part of the body. And then workout B would be the back half of the body, right? So your glute bridges, your Romanian deadlifts, your leg curls, your pulls, your pull-ups, your rows, your rear delts, your things like that. So that's one way to structure it. Workout A, workout B, which is full body, front half, full body, back half. The other way that you can structure it is having a full body routine where you hit all the muscle groups. So like workout A would be squats, bench press, bent over row, overhead press, deadlifts, pull-ups. And workout B would be lunges, incline press, dumbbell rows, push-ups, Romanian deadlifts, and dips, right? So those are more full body, but you're hitting everything versus full body hitting just front half, back half, if that makes sense. With the first way of doing it, front half, back half, you could stack your workout days right next to each other. So you could do like workout Monday, Tuesday, and then, Friday. With the other way of doing it, where it's full body, you would want to have at least one day of rest in between. That way your muscles could actually recover. Talking about kind of nutrition and recovery, that's going to be really important so that you can maximize the results that you're putting in the gym, right? So the gym is such a small part of the overall results. You really need to be maximizing the results that you're putting in there with your nutrition. So eating sufficient protein. I usually say about 0.8 grams per pound of body weight. If you really want to get like super specific, you can do a gram per pound of body weight, but honestly, I feel like that's overkill. And people that are in the gym doing, 1.5 or 2 grams per pound of body weight is just overly excessive. There's a lot of literature that shows that, honestly, anything between 0.7 and 0.9, there's no statistical significance in going more in terms of more muscle that you'll build. You'll build the same whether you're doing 0.8, 0.9, 0.7 versus anything higher than that. It is recommended that you get at least 0.7 so that you don't struggle. But for me, I would much rather have more carbs, right? If I'm staying within a certain level of calories, I'd rather have more carbs than force myself to have more proteins. If it works out that I have more proteins on a given day, awesome. But the things that I actually care about are your overall calories and getting adequate protein, whether you get the rest in carbs or fats, totally up to you. But just trying to stay under your calories if you're trying to lose weight and over your calories if you're trying to gain weight, and then hitting your protein, which is between 0.7 and 0.9 grams per pound of body weight, that's going to be sufficient. If you're doing that consistently, you're going to get as much protein as you need. And tracking your nutrition, especially at first, is going to be big. And then the other thing is making sure you're getting enough sleep. So making sure that you're getting at least 6 to 8 hours is optimal for females. There's actually some interesting studies that are coming out that women actually need more. So you guys are more in the like 7 to 9 hours of good quality sleep. Now, being parents or having high stress job, sometimes that's not at all plausible or feasible. And if that's the case, just kind of doing as much as you can to get as much sleep as you can, right? Maybe not eating so much later in the night so that you can actually have quality sleep. Not to say that night calories are any more calorie dense. It just has everything to do with digestion and making sure that you are fully digested, so that then while you sleep, your body's not trying to digest. That's really the only thing. You can eat as late as you want if you don't struggle with your sleep, but usually quality of sleep can be hindered if you've eaten a big meal right beforehand. So maybe not eating past 8 or 9 if you go to bed at 10 or 11 or whatever, kind of depending on your schedule. So just getting enough sleep, consuming your right amount of calories, and then making sure that you're getting enough protein, and then lifting at least 2 times a week. 3 times a week would be better for most. Full body workouts, you can kind of structure it the way that you'd like to in that regard. But yeah, if you have any other questions or comments, or if you found this valuable, shoot me a message. And if you have any other questions that you'd like me to make a video on, I'm super down to do that as well. So appreciate you listening and or watching to this point, and hope you guys have a great day.